Yeah, he's so stupid. I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig, he's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country. It makes me so angry.
I'm going to say one thing. Fuck Trump.
From award stages to viral interviews, the two-time Oscar winner unleashed a storm of fury that made even Trump goes nut. But what did De Niro say that pushed the president over the edge? All clips and statements shown are drawn from public sources and news coverage. This is how the best part begins.
He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face. This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so. What I care about is the direction of this country. And what I'm very, very worried about is that it might go in the wrong direction with someone like Donald Trump.
On live television, Robert De Niro called out Donald Trump not with vague disapproval, but with unfiltered rage, a clown, a fraud, a national embarrassment. If you feel like De Niro is just saying out loud what many are thinking quietly, hit subscribe now, because what he's about to say next is going to hit even harder.
I'm going to say one thing. Fuck Trump. It's no longer down with Trump. It's fuck Trump.
He's a sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist. He is a dangerous person. And we have to people realize, a lot of people, this audience, but the people who somehow think he's going to be the answer to their prayers, whatever those are.
Did you know him?
No.
The audience erupted in applause, not just for the punchlines, but for the warning. In his view, Trump doesn't belong in the White House, but in a courtroom.
When I say punch him in the face, go at him. A bully, you punch in the face. The trouble with Trump is he's not just a bully, he's a stupid bully.
He must have
He
crossed.
was an idiot. He was a clown. He was a clown in New York. And New Yorkers said, you know, some would go with him, of course, people who work in what he does, some of them. But it's just, he's a classic bully. If you had a schoolyard and he walked in and he had his bully friends around, the other people decide whether they want to oppose him or they want to let him just tell him what to do and own the schoolyard or the basketball court or whatever it is. He's got to be stopped.
Yeah, right. De Niro now painted Trump as the classic schoolyard boss, the kind who struts in with his friends, barks orders, and expects everyone else to fall in line.
I love this city. I love this city. I don't want to destroy it. Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world. But we vowed we would not allow terrorists. I owe this city a lot. And that's why it's so weird that Donald Trump is just across the street. Because he doesn't belong in my city. I don't know where he belongs, but he certainly doesn't belong here. And now he's promising to use our own military to attack U.S. citizens. That's the tyrant. That's the tyrant he's telling us he'll be. And believe me, he means it.
So how did Trump respond? Let's just say, not like a tough guy. What came next was weak, awkward, and made everything worse. You'll want to see this.
And then they have a protest of Robert De Niro yesterday. He's a fool. He's a broken down fool standing out there. And he got maggot. He got maggot yesterday. He got a big dose of it.
He's so stupid. I mean, look at the lame, inane things that he said. He's so stupid, he can't even say anything clever or smooth. He's a moron.
For De Niro, that's not leadership, it's a red flag. And when faced with that kind of accusation, Trump's comeback on Truth Social was, well, not exactly presidential.
I think this might have been the first time he wrote about you. Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received he spelled two wrong, many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. I watched him last night, truly believe he may be punch drunk, and then he says, at the end, he says, wake up punchy. Robert De Niro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful to our country. Now, in all fairness to the former president, is that true? Do you have to use a teleprompter when speaking about President Trump? Or are you able to just kind of riff on your thoughts on him?
It wasn't just what De Niro said, it was how loudly the crowd cheered when he said it. One sentence, 2 words, and a whole theater erupted. This wasn't a script, it was a verdict.
The guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
I don't know whether this is actually possible in reality, but where I can handcuff him and take him away in an orange jumpsuit. That would be... That's what I said right after he was elected. Give him a chance. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. This guy has proven himself to be a total loser.
De Niro didn't go into a full biography, but he didn't have to. Calling him monster was enough to reopen the file. 6 bankruptcies, a fake university, tax dodging, COVID mismanagement that left over 1 million Americans dead, and of course, that little riot on January 6th.
It's funny, I was just thinking that he actually became president. He could have done good things. Instead, he had to do it all wrong. He's so, as we all know, so narcissistic and self-centered.
Today we have a kind of a weird, twisted president who thinks he's a gangster, who's not even a good gangster, because this is a guy that, you know, even gangsters like Honor Among Thieves, you shake a hand, you have your word. That's all you have.
Yeah.
Is your word, and they have your word, and that's it. This guy is not the case.
No.
To De Niro, the tragedy isn't just that Trump wasted the role, it's that he treats the presidency like a mob movie and still misses the part where honor matters.
We're in a very bad situation. I remember you and I about 5-6 years ago talking down at the Spring Studios, something about, I said, what just happened just happened. No, it didn't. It didn't happen. It's all about truth. And what we have here is a denial of truth all over the place. And even the speech that he made after is insane. It's just insane, and I'm very, very concerned about it. I think we all are. It's insane. So that's why I felt I had to do something, say something about it, to go on record.
You can hear it in his voice. This isn't Hollywood outrage. It's the kind of frustration that comes when truth stops being a shared reality. Everything that follows comes straight from public interviews, official clips, and on-the-record commentary. Don't go anywhere.
He was calling it as himself for himself, to fool the press into inflating his net worth. A clown. They bought into his bullshit. Trump bought their votes with outrageous lies and empty promises. He got the most religious evangelicals to applaud a sinner who bragged about sexual assault, and who, just a couple of blocks from here, a jury found him liable for sexual abuse. Somehow he even got self-styled patriots to support a man who called for terminating the Constitution, and on January 6th rallied an angry mob to threaten democracy, leaving death and destruction in its wake. That's why I needed to be involved.
That's when the room got quiet, because the real question wasn't about Trump anymore. It was about what future generations will say when they ask, and what did you do?
I hate bullies, thugs who use their strength to push other people around. They think they can achieve power and hang on to it by intimidating others. Sadly, sometimes it works, but most of the time it doesn't. And now we have Trump. He's all that, about intimidation, retribution. He's going to prosecute. He's going to send you to jail for having an abortion. He's going to take your Medicare and Social Security away. He's going to deport you. He's going to send the military after you if you defy him. You know who this shit works on? The MAGA politicians who are afraid of losing their power. They're so afraid of him, he's got them kissing his ass. And now they're trying to intimidate us. We will not allow that, not even for a minute, not even for a second. We need to show them our power and vote them all out, every one of them. The way to take down a bully is to look him straight in the eye and then watch him start to crumble.
And the real twist? He's not the only one who sees it. 83% think he's guilty, 60% say he's unfit. So the question hangs in the air, and it's not rhetorical. How much longer will America reward this level of chaos?
Because it shows the violence of Trump and reminds us that he'll use violence against anyone who stands in the way of his megalomania and greed. But it's a coward's violence. You think Trump ever threw a punch himself or took one? This guy who ran and hid in the White House bunker when there were protesters outside? No way. He doesn't get blood on his hands. No, he doesn't. He directs the mob to do his dirty work for him by making a suggestion, an inference. And his gang grovels and follows his obvious order. It's no surprise that the murder rate and other violent crimes peaked under Trump.
De Niro's anger wasn't just about one man. It was about a system that allowed him to rise and still protects him today.
His former chief of staff, General Kelly, reminded us that Trump admires Hitler and ridicules our American troops who've died for us. He mumbles, he stumbles, and blubbers on, exhibiting clear signs of dementia. He promoted the Project 2025 agenda. That's all in 1 week. All in 1 week.
It's not a highlight reel. It's a red flag parade. 37% watched and clicked away. Guess they were looking for a MAGA channel. What about you? Leaving or hitting like now?
He's more than that to me. He's sick. He is really, genuinely a sick person that somehow has been allowed into our system. And I'm not calling him, I'm tired of calling him names. He just can't be anywhere near the office of the presidency.
He's a fake president.
Now, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Well, he calls everything fake because he knows he's fake. So he's projecting.
He's projecting all the time, yeah. Accuse them of the thing that you know that you did.
That somewhere deep down, I don't want to get all psychological, but
as Robert De Niro put it, he sees not just a politician, but a sickness that found its way into the system.
this guy should not be president, period.
And when you say that, folks on Fox come after you. I remember the Tonys when you got up there and cursed. A lot of criticism of you.
Fuck them. Let me say something.
Why do you choose to go that way?
We are at a moment in our life, in this country, where this guy is like a gangster. He's come along and he's said things, done things we say over and over again. This is terrible. We're in a terrible situation. We're in a terrible situation. And this guy just keeps going on and on and on without being stopped.
He also pointed to a wider denial of truth in American society, calling it a danger that goes beyond Trump's speeches or campaigns.
It was like a joke. This buffoon running for president. No, never could happen. We'd forgotten the lessons of history that showed us other clowns who weren't taken seriously until they became vicious dictators. With Trump, we have a second chance. And no one is laughing now. This is the time to stop him.
At the same time, the personal dimension remains striking. Much of Trump's support is tied to fears of immigration, yet his wife, Melania, is herself an immigrant and notably absent from the campaign trail.
The notable absence of his future ex-wife, Melania, on the campaign trail.
She loves the country. You know, when I do rallies, I have so many signs. We love our First Lady. The people love her. They love the fact that she's not out there so much. You know, a lot of First Ladies, we go out, they want to be everywhere. They get angry at their husband because he's not introducing them If I didn't introduce Melania, she'd be very happy about it.
In other words, you will not be seeing Melania anytime soon.
This isn't just about a former president. It's about a country willing to trade truth for the feeling of being saved by a personality, afraid of immigrants, yet cheering for a man whose wife is one.
In my country, we're fighting like hell for the democracy we once took for granted. And that affects all of us. That affects all of us here because the arts are democratic. Art is inclusive. It brings people together. Like tonight, art looks for truth. Art embraces diversity. And that's why art is a threat. That's why we are a threat to autocrats and fascists. America's Philistine president has had himself appointed head of one of our premier cultural institutions. He has cut funding and support to the arts, humanities, and education. And now he has announced a 100% tariff on films produced outside the U.S. Let that sink in for a minute.
Even on one of cinema's most celebrated nights, De Niro couldn't ignore the real-life drama back home. And after everything he's said from the courtroom to the red carpet, one thing's clear. Robert De Niro didn't just criticize Trump. He made it personal, global, and impossible to ignore. From the stage to the courtroom steps, Robert De Niro's message has been consistent and impossible to ignore. He didn't just deliver a few scathing lines. He ignited a cultural firestorm, confronting Trump as a symbol of something far bigger. Through every sharp word calling out corruption, narcissism, and moral decay, De Niro gave voice to a deeper anxiety shared by millions. That democracy isn't guaranteed, and silence is no longer an option. This video covers a televised segment where Robert De Niro publicly commented on Donald Trump, referencing his past actions and remarks. All content is based on verified public footage and widely reported media coverage. We strive to present the facts and public reactions accurately, without exaggeration or distortion. This video fully complies with YouTube's community guidelines and fair use policy for political commentary, analysis, and public interest. If you found this video insightful or thought-provoking, feel free to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.